Hi, my name's David, and this is where Toy Story 4 went wrong. Now, before we get into it, let me first say I did not find the movie unpleasant. I did not dislike it. I did like the movie, but first of all, it didn't need to happen, and I'll explain that as we go. It didn't need to happen, and what they did do, they went wrong. It totally kills everything that happened in the first three movies, and in particular the third movie. Now, before we get into where Toy Story 4 went wrong, let me tell you where Toy Story 3 went right. They ended everything. They gave Woody, Buzz, and the gang a new beginning with Bonnie. They were happy. Andy was moving on, as the saying goes, just like the Puff the Magic Dragon story goes. Andy grew up. He wasn't going to be around forever. He wasn't going to be able to play with Woody, Buzz, Rex, Potato, and everybody, and Slinky, and everybody all together. And so they gave it a fitting end. They gave Woody and Buzz and them a new beginning, a new child to love and be wanted by, and for them to want. So yes, that was the very fitting end. I think where Disney Pixar went wrong was they got greedy and they wanted to make more money, and this is where they screwed up. Toy Story 3 should have ended it. It gave them a new beginning, to start over, to be happy, to be played with. So here's where everything goes awry. Toy Story 4, almost from the beginning, shows Woody no longer being the favorite toy, which, why would he be? This is a little girl. She's probably going to favor little girl toys. And then Forky comes along. And by the way, if you haven't seen Toy Story 4, you might want to shut this video off right now, go watch it, and then come back to this. Sorry about that. Forky doesn't spoil a whole lot of things. Excuse me, since you see him in the trailer. Anyway, so Forky becomes the favorite toy. And again, even before that, Woody was cast aside, whatnot. And so he was feeling depressed, unwanted, whatever. Which, again, if you remember, he talked to, in Toy Story 1 before Buzz came along. Woody was the favorite toy, and even after Buzz came along. But he was telling the other toy, "Oh, it's not how much you're played with; it's all that." So we immediately see Woody taking an entire change now that he's not the favorite toy and not being played with all the time. Now all of a sudden, he's changed. He's become everything Woody never was. Woody was the example of the perfect toy. He loved his child. He didn't care. His main goal was Andy, and you get the impression that he's going to continue that with Bonnie at the end of Toy Story 3. They show them all playing together and being happy. Woody's changed. He's become all about being obsessed with himself. He doesn't care about the other toys around him that are being played with, and where he's showing some feelings for Forky and getting him back to Bonnie. That was somewhat but helpful. But again, Woody's out of character. Woody's whole process was being a toy for a child. Watch the other three movies. Woody's entire emphasis is on being a toy for a little child. Remember when he was captured by Sneaky Pete or Stinky Pete or whatever his name was? I forget now. Remember that. Remember the first one. They're trying to get back to Andy, trying to tell Buzz he's a toy. That's important. Even when Buzz realizes he's a toy and gets depressed. And no, you're a child's plaything. You're important. All that. It goes completely out the door in Toy Story 4. Woody becomes so self-obsessed with himself, and the only thing that gives him any kind of being at all is helping Forky, and then later meeting back with his lost love, Bo Peep, who is not anything like she was before. So this takes away the entire meaning of Woody's existence, and why why he was doing what he was doing. It was all about being a toy for Andy, and then later Bonnie. And obviously he didn't care about Bonnie. His whole thing was he wanted to be the number one toy. Maybe he didn't really care for Andy. Maybe he was just obsessed with being the favorite toy. Who knows? Either way, it is wrong. And then later on, what does he do? At the end of the movie, he leaves Bonnie. He leaves find homes for other lost toys. That's very commendable. Yes, oh, he's going to save toys, that. But that's not what his purpose was. His entire purpose was being a child's plaything, being Andy's toy. And At the end of Toy Story 3, we thought Bonnie's plaything. But he obviously doesn't. He's self-obsessed. He's egotistical. Um, he's not the toy that we thought he was in the first three movies. Toy Story 4 went wrong. They changed Woody. Everybody else remained the same. They remained true to their owners. They've been carrying. Forky later was going to introduce this new girlfriend of his to the world of being a toy. And again, why is Woody doing this? Now Woody's living alone, hiding. He has no one to play with. Oh, he's helping other toys find owners. He already knows what that's about. He should have been finding. He should have went back to Bonnie. He should have took Bo Peep with him. Bo Peep has memories of playing with Andy's younger sister. So she should know what that's like. He should have talked her into that. No, come with me. Bring the other toys. Bring the carnival toys. Bring whatever else. Let them, like they did with Bonnie. They brought the other toys in. Toy Story 4 went wrong. They took Woody and turned him into something he never was. Now all Woody is an egotistical moron who discarded Bonnie for no reason at all other than the fact that he wasn't the favorite toy anymore. No, they went wrong. Where Pixar, Disney, all that usually has good morals to that. There was no morals here. Woody had none. Woody was very self-obsessed with his own agenda. He wanted to be the favorite toy. It was always about that. If you want to pay attention to Toy Story 4, everything that happened in Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 meant nothing. It was all about Woody. It was all about Woody being self-obsessed. You thought he would have learned that in Toy Story 1 when he stopped being a favorite toy for a brief period of time and Buzz became the favorite toy. And we did see a little bit of that, but he reconciled that and was okay. And in Toy Story 2 and 3, we see that he's still a toy. He still cares about Andy. He wants to get back to Andy. He wants to do all this stuff. And now in Toy Story 4, they undid all that. They made him self-obsessed with his own agenda. Instead of caring for all the other toys like he had done through Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, all he cared about was himself. And in the end, he disregarded everything. All his friendships. Jessie, Bullseye, Buzz, Rex, Potato Head, Slinky. He disregarded. He blew them all off. He blew Bonnie off. That's not the Woody we knew in the first three Toy Stories. No, Toy Story 4 went wrong. And I hope to God they do not make a Toy Story 5. And if they do, they need to fix what they screwed up in Toy Story 4, because Woody is no longer the Woody everybody grew up and knew and loved. Woody now is just an egotistical maniac, self-absorbed with his own agenda and his own feelings. And I welcome your comments. Thank you.